So this is going to be a reading for my Scorpios. Thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be a look at what's going to be next in your love life. And of course, this is general, so only take what applies. And if at any point you feel as if you want a personal with me, check out the information listed in the description for that. Also, if you want to see future readings, make sure that you subscribe so you never miss a beat. And let's get straight into the reading. If you want to know what oracle decks I'm using, this deck is the Power of Love. And this deck is the Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection. So let's see what's going on. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first cards I guess we can address are these. And the first card says, "See me in their eyes." And on the back of it, it says, whenever conferring with another, either face to face or across the miles, whether a human being, departed spirit, or sentient tree, always speak to the highest within them. It makes such a difference. Amen, the universe. P.S. Yeah, as if some trees weren't sentient. Oh my God, what's going on today? Anyways, glad you caught that. Anyways, with this card, excuse me reading that all wrong. With this card, this is you need to understand that regardless of the circumstance, you need to make sure that you're viewing yourself in the eyes of the other individual, or understanding that sometimes putting yourself in other people's shoes is more so a benefit than not. And where there may be confusion, it may be a lot of things that aren't really clear to you. It may be because you're not really seeing things from the other individual's perspective. And that may be very valuable to you when it comes to love at this point, moving forward, either seeing or trying to see things from your person's point of view, or moving forward in the future when dating, that you're putting yourself in the position to always be open to seeing your person's view. We also have, there isn't a soul on the planet who doesn't crave your approval. And it says the only difference between a friend and a foe is that you've decided where love can grow. Why does it say ho? The universe. Listen, these cards are interesting. Anyways, this card is basically drawing attention to the fact that you kind of choose where you want to give your energy to. So you can choose to pour into things where you're experiencing, people's, how do I put this into words? You can put your energy into situations that do nothing for you and that bring you to a negative vibration or down to size. Or you can pay attention to loving vibrations or people who reciprocate the energy that you put out. Okay, I hope you get what I'm saying with that. But the next card we have loyalty, and it says, your reliability demonstrates your loving sense of devotion and consistency of being. So for a lot of you, you've been very reliable when it comes to people around you, when it comes to love. You've been someone who's always tried to show that, look, I'll be here for you when it comes to people that you're really interested in and that you're dealing with. But this is knowing when to draw back on that and who deserves that type of loyalty, because some of you may be giving that type of loyalty to the wrong people. And this is making sure that you're dealing with people who can be loyal to you as well. That's very important for Scorpio. So this is making sure you're not bending your requirements in relationships for the sake of keeping peace. Now, I also have willingness, and it says you are able to compromise if the end result is love. So this is making sure that you're always in a space of being open to new things or being open to change. Okay, in order for you to be in the experience of receiving more is by being willing to conform to change around you, regardless of how difficult or uncomfortable it may be. But getting deeper into your love life, when it comes to the present situation, I have the King of Wands. So some of you could be dealing with an Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. There could be like this very strong sexual attraction to the person that you're either dealing with or in a relationship with. There could be certain things that are kind of like pissing you off about this individual during this time frame, whether that's, a lack of them communicating as often or them just doing certain things that you're just not too fond of. So that's something you may be trying to nip in the bud or maybe on your subconscious, but I do see that. Some of you could be also craving more physical interaction, if you know what I mean. There could be like a sense of some of you guys being sexually frustrated. Now, what you don't see about your situation currently with the Emperor, you guys have full control over how things moving forward, but a lot of you may be in a perspective of not really seeing that, where you may be just kind of like succumbing to somebody else's grace, or how do I put this into words? You're basically, some of you may be perceiving that you're in a situation where you can't change the circumstances that you're in, or that you have no control. When you have full control, it's just the control that you may have may feel limited because you're not getting the result that you want in the end. So for instance, you could be wanting your person to be more faithful, or you're looking for your person to show up in different ways. And you have control in the now to get away from that situation if you're not getting what you want from it. But for a lot of you, you don't want to, because that's not what you want. In the end, you want to still be with this person, but they're just not going to change when it comes to certain things. You could be wanting your person to not be so defensive as well, or like hard to work with, or stubborn. But the next card, this is going to represent the guidance for you. And with the Queen of Wands, and it's a lot of fire energy in this reading. Jeez. So with the Queen of Wands, there needs to be a way for you both to kind of deal with the anger in this relationship a lot different. There could be heated moments that come up, which is normal in a relationship, but it's like knowing how to overcome those heated moments and not make it a bigger deal than it needs to be. And I think that's the main problem here. There's a lot of heated moments that come up and they're not being dealt with correctly. For some of you also, this is like making sure you're not basing your connection with this individual off of sexual interactions, and more so looking at the facts. Now, your near past, I have the Lovers, and there may have been a head over heart decision that you may have been faced with, and some of you made the decision in regards to what you're going to do with the relationship, and others of you are still, to this day, still going through the process of trying to figure out what to do with your relationship. You could be also realizing with your relationship in the past that you and this individual have different qualities, completely different ways of viewing things, and that there's going to be a need for a common ground here with that. Now, the near future with the Hangman, or not the Hangman, the Tower, this is you having to address the instability that may be present in your relationship or an unstable connection you have with someone. Okay, this could be a situation that comes up and it proves to you, okay, this situation is not as stable as I thought. Or like something comes up and you realize that something has to change, something has to give about the relationship or about your love life. Now, your person's feelings with the Chariot, they want to move on from the negativity and just move forward. They feel like maybe you guys will have a hard time when it comes to completely disconnecting from the past, but that's more so what they're wanting, especially since they feel like that's the only way you guys are going to be able to move to amicable I cannot say the word right now. That's the only way you guys are going to be able to move to a space to where you guys are in a good space with each other. Let's just go with that word. But these are some of the things that I see. I hope I put things in perspective. If you did take something from this reading, feel free to thumbs it up and subscribe. And I will see each and every one of you in the next one. Bye, Scorpios.